Today, I want to talk about a recent hospitality case study that I think has real relevance for real estate investors, especially investors who are paying attention to boutique hotels, cabin resorts, micro resorts, and other experience-driven lodging assets. The story comes from CraftedStays. They feature Steph Weber and Cabins on the Cumberland, which they describe as a 12-cabin micro resort and event venue in Kentucky. According to the article, the property was maintaining a 30 to 50% direct bookings every month by the end of 2025. The article also says that during development, they tested one cabin with a hot tub, and that cabin tripled bookings compared with the other two. Now, I think there are several important lessons in a story for people in real estate. The first lesson is that boutique hospitality is not just about owning units. It's about creating demand intentionally. A lot of real estate investors are used to thinking in terms of location, purchase price, renovation budget, and maybe cap rate. And those things still matter. But in boutique hospitality, there's another layer. You're also building a reason for someone to choose your property over the alternatives. That can be branding, design, amenities, the emotional feel of the place, the content people see online, or the direct relationship you build with the guests. That's one reason the 30 to 50% direct booking figure is so interesting. If a property can drive a meaningful share of bookings directly, that can create better control over margins, stronger customer ownership, and less dependence on third-party channels. The article makes the point clearly that the direct booking site alone is not enough. Steph Weber says the website only matters if real marketing strategy supports it. And she specifically points to email marketing as the lowest hanging fruit. From a real estate perspective, that matters because it changes the way we think about asset value. In some cases, the value is not only the physical improvements, it's also the operating platform, the brand equity, and the repeatable demand engine behind the property. The second lesson is about amenities and revenue leverage. The hot tub example in the article is a great illustration. We're not talking about a vague branding concept. We're talking about one specific amenity that reportedly tripled bookings for a cabin. That should get the attention of any investor or developer, because when you see that kind of result, the question becomes, what other amenity or design choices have the ability to materially change the revenue profile of an asset? Maybe it's the hot tubs. Maybe it's fire pits, saunas, outdoor showers, better decks, private seating areas, stronger views, or better event space. The bigger point is that in this category, thoughtful amenity investment can do more than make a place look nicer. It can change booking behavior, and that's where boutique hospitality starts to look very different from a lot of other real estate sectors. In a standard rental property, a small feature may help leasing slightly. In a boutique hotel or micro resort, the right feature can become part of the reason the guest books in the first place. The third lesson is that brand is not fluff. Brand is part of the revenue model. The CraftedStays article says Steph Weber had begun building the brand story for the property even when the site still had mud, dirt, and porta potties. That's a useful detail because it shows that the brand was not treated as something to add later. It was part of the development process from the beginning. Real estate investors sometimes think branding is just a logo, colors, and maybe a nice website. But the article makes it clear that Steph's framework is much deeper. It includes target audience analysis, competitive research, and core messaging across the full guest journey. That matters because boutique hospitality is a demand business. If people emotionally connect with that property, understand what makes it different, and remember it after their stay, that can influence conversation, repeat business referrals, and the ability to command stronger rates. The fourth lesson is that this is a different operating model than standard short-term rentals. The article explicitly says that the underwriting, financing, and sweat equity requirements for micro resort and boutique hotel projects differ fundamentally from standard STR investing. That's important. It means investors should not look at the boutique hospitality asset and assume it behaves like a handful of single-family vacation rentals grouped together. These are more operationally complex businesses, but that complexity can also create an opportunity. When a niche is harder to execute well, the operators and investors who understand it have a chance to create more value. So what is the broader takeaway? To me, this CraftedStays story reinforces that boutique hotels and micro resorts are not just travel trends. They're a real estate category where physical design, hospitality thinking, and demand strategy come together. The right property is not just monetizing square footage. It's monetizing experience, identity, and guest performance. And when that happens, the upside can come from multiple directions at once. Better booking mix, better amenity-driven performance, better direct demand, better brand recognition. and better long-term resilience. If you're a real estate investor, developer, agent, or broker watching shifts in hospitality real estate, I think these are the types of stories worth studying closely because they show that small, experience-led lodging assets can create value in ways that traditional real estate models often overlook. And I think that's the key point. The opportunity is not simply in owning a boutique hospitality asset. The opportunity is understanding what actually makes one perform. Okay.